Black Widow was fine. I don't know. It just didn't. It wasn't very. It just. I'm not saying that it was good or bad. It's still a very good film. But from the trailers and from people's non spoiler reviews, I just expected it to be some kind of like spy film which was going to tackle the MCU. But at times it didn't really feel like it had a reason to, like exist. Like it felt like they were trying to push too much out of it. And it was trying to find, at some points, it was trying to find its own place in the MCU, which it didn't have, since this movie was supposed to come out a long time ago, and you could tell it feels so old. It feels like an old MCU movie, like Phase 3, not Phase 3, like Phase 2, but then they have like all this stuff in it that they're trying to push out, and it's kind of embarrassing because it doesn't have any place. And usually with action movies, especially Marvel movies, I base my experience in watching it off of the tone, and my tone was going in as a spy film, and at the beginning it seemed like a kind of like chase spy film. It seemed like something like that, but like through the film, it felt like it couldn't find which genre it wanted to be. At one time, it was a spy movie. At another time, it was a martial arts movie. At other times, it was a CGI movie. Then it just went to a classic Marvel movie. And it didn't feel like it had anything to show off. Like, it felt like it was trying to do too much that it didn't have to do, because it didn't fit in the MCU. It was trying to find its place, but I already said this, but like it didn't have any place. Like if there's nothing, it doesn't fit. Like, it fits between Civil War and Infinity War. There's a lot of things that are explained, but it doesn't seem like much is really happening that we could care about. Also, Marvel kind of clickbaited us, because in the trailers they made Taskmaster seem like this big villain that we're going to focus on throughout the movie, when Taskmaster is basically just a puppet. It's basically just a woman version of the Winter Soldier, except the main characters barely have a relationship with the person who's the Taskmaster. And I know the movie's already out and I could spoil this, but I just need to go on about how stupid they dealt with Taskmaster. Throughout the movie, at the beginning parts, it seemed like they were doing a very good job with Taskmaster, with like putting him or her, or whatever, I'm gonna call him a him, in the place of the action. But then we just started to see like more stuff with the other villain. I forget his name, Dreykov, I think, and he was basically just the villain. Like, he was a bad guy, but we barely got to see him, but the movie basically focused all around him. There's also a lot of characters that were apparently in the comics that just were unnecessary for this movie, since most of them either died or just never mentioned again. The end of the movie, I'd say, was dealt very well, especially the post-credit scene. It set up a lot of stuff. It set up Yelena being in the Hawkeye series, which has already been confirmed, but we never saw how. It also made a very good ending in itself. So I just want to do a quick review. So this is basically just my thoughts on the movie. So yeah, this is Hero Station, and bye.